Amendment number 43 by Ms. Comerford, Healthy Initiatives Program, HIP.
Question concerning adoption of the amendment. The gentlelady from Hampshire and surrounding counties.
Thank you, Mr. President, and through you to the members. Mr. President, I rise in strong support of this amendment and the Healthy Incentives Program. As my colleagues well know, the Healthy Incentives Program ensures that SNAP beneficiaries and SNAP benefits go twice as far when used to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables. I think of this as a triple win. Number one, it helps people who are food insecure or looking in the face of hunger. Two, it helps our farmers. And we've talked about our farmers a great deal today. It helps our farmers have another market for their fruits and vegetables. And three, it's a local economic boost, Mr. President. Approximately, to the best of our ability to know, 25,000 Commonwealth families have accessed HIP since the program's inception. And new data indicates that because of their healthy eating, we may save in the Commonwealth more than $1.9 million in health costs. That's new data, and we can imagine those figures will grow. Massachusetts' launch and operation of this innovative program has drawn, rightfully, national attention. For farms in my district that are struggling to stay in business, the HIP program has greatly expanded their economic opportunity. In fact, Mr. President, each dollar spent results in an additional $1.12 or $1.12 in local economic impact. That's more than $1, so it doubles each dollar spent on HIP as farmers contribute to the local economy, spending those dollars on goods and services. I have heard numerous stories from constituents who have expressed their pride and they felt that in being able to provide healthy and nutritious food for their children. And we should be proud here in the Senate that we stepped up and funded this program at $6.5 million in the fiscal 20 budget. Last year, as you all remember, we had to suspend this program when HIP became a victim of its own success and funds were exhausted prematurely. At a recent Food is Public Health Oversight hearing in Greenfield, my constituent Emma Morgan spoke to the loss she felt when she was no longer able to access HIP. Quote, "The legislature wasn't able to fund this Lifeline program all year long," Emma said, "but people like me who are on assistance need to eat all year long, and we have a right to healthy food." I especially tip my hat here to our Ways and Means Chair, the Senator from Westport, who wrote in the executive summary of the Senate Ways and Means budget that this level of funding would allow HIP to operate for the first time year-round, because in fact, that is a tremendously important objective, having the HIP program, operate year-round. When the HIP program is suspended, people like Emma lose access to healthy food. Farmers lose money, and the state's investment in the program lose their value. Suspending the program, we know, also causes confusion between vendors, customers, and the Department of Transitional Assistance, eroding the trust between the stakeholder groups. $2.7 million has been spent from the HIP account already in the first 3 months of the fiscal year. $2.7 million. This is a 20% growth in demand over last year, and it shows that the program continues to exceed expectations. But at this pace, Mr. President, the program will lose funding and likely face suspension again long before June. I appreciate the Chair of Ways and Means' commitment to making HIP a year-round program. And while I understand, Mr. President, that this supplemental budget may not be the vehicle with which we can accomplish that, I very much look forward to this body making good on its commitment to ensuring that SNAP residents can access fresh and healthy food year-round. And do that, take this important action long before we face another corrosive suspension. Mr. President, with that, I respectfully request for this amendment to be withdrawn, as I know that no one in this chamber wants to vote down this critical social program. And I look forward, Mr. President, to voting yes on supplemental HIP funding in the near future.